What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Sabertooth War. This time with Wolverine issue 49. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the penultimate part 9 of this 10-part Sabertooth War. So this thing is quickly coming to an end. And if you guys need to get caught up with this war, then I'll place a card at the top of the screen for you right now. And I'll put a link at the end of the video as well. But this issue is pretty cool, and it sets up what will most likely be an incredibly huge and explosive finale to this war and this Benjamin Percy Wolverine series run. And when we left off with the previous issue, Graydon Creed was showcasing a display of dominance against the Sentinels. Victor Creed was making his way out of that plant prison, and Logan had just donned a full adamantium armor since his healing factor had gotten taken away. So if you guys are ready to see what happens as all these entities start to converge on one another, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So we start this issue with a look in of Victor Creed's current prison, right after things had gone south for him. And in it, he's inside of an Iron Maiden torture device that's housed inside of a therapist's office. And in walks Doug Ramsey, who had been expecting Creed's arrival. But then he lets Creed know that he's not really Doug Ramsey, just more of an imprint of him programmed into the seed that trapped him. His belief in fairness and his deep reserves of hope, the program says. But Sabertooth wants no parts of either of those. He just wants to wrap his hands around Doug Ramsey's neck. And he breaks free of the Iron Maiden and he lunges at the Ramsey program. But it's a program. So, yeah. But then Creed is transported to a mountain, and knowing that he was just inside of a therapist's office, and now a mountain, he quickly deduces that none of this is real. This was just like back in the pit. He was living in a simulated world while his body was trapped. But he got out of that jam, so he can get out of this jam, he thinks. He's just got to find Ramsey again. Maybe he can get him talking and figure out the magic words that get him out of here. But then he hears what sounds like a branch snap in the background, and he thinks that maybe someone could be following him. But when he turns back, he sees nothing. And for some reason, his heart is racing right now, and he's got no idea why, since he knows this isn't real. Kind of like his body still believes it. So he walks inside of a cabin to gather himself, and he sees a couple of rifles on the wall, so he thinks that maybe getting his hands on one will calm him from shaking. But when he removes his glove, he notices that this isn't his hand. What the hell? Whose body am I in? He thinks. And then there's a knock at the door, and he recognizes the voice of the visitor. And then the door bursts open, revealing that the visitor is none other than himself. And when he looks in the mirror, he realizes that he's reliving the memories through the eyes of his victims. And this particular victim he had taken his time with, so she had taken his eye with that rifle. Then we pick up above Krakoa, specifically with Camo Tooth and Bad Seed Graydon Creed, and he's still manning that Stark Sentinel. And Camo Tooth checks on Graydon to see if he's hurt, but Graydon is cool, and honestly, he's more disgusted at the sound of panic in Camo's voice. But they notice that more Sentinels are on approach, so Camo replies that it looks like they're the last one standing. But Graydon notes that his father is still unaccounted for. So then Camo goes on to tell Graydon that his father had the same obsession with Wolverine, and he couldn't let it go, just like Graydon can't let go of this one. But this just pisses off Graydon even more, because Victor is his own father and he abandoned and tried to kill Graydon. And as a matter of fact, you're just another version of him from another dimension, Graydon says to Camo, as his face turns into a searing look of death. He then fires on the Orchid ship with Camo in it and incinerates him. Then as the other Sentinels approach, Graydon knows that he can't continue to use this Sentinel to fight against them because he can feel its security protocols already starting to override his control. So somehow he's able to shape a shield for himself. I'm not quite sure exactly how his power works now, but he's able to shield himself and use his Sentinel as a suicide bomber for the rest of the Sentinels, blowing them up as Laura Kinney still watches from the ground and now has to turn and run from the fallen debris. And to her joy, she notices the arrival of her X-Force team. But then we switch back to Victor as he experiences another memory from another victim. But this time, the Ramsey program is back, and Ramsey wonders if Victor is having fun living the life of his victims and seeing things from their perspectives. He asks if this victim's particular role was to be a punching bag, but her job was using her psychic powers to quiet the demons in Victor's head, he tells Ramsey. Then Ramsey tells him that this seed can only access the memories he holds on to, and they're not happy memories, so maybe he holds them for another reason. Maybe he feels guilty as he's then given a glimpse of even more of his victims. And then they're transported back to the therapist's office. But this time, instead of the Iron Maiden, Victor is lying on a couch. And Ramsey tells him what he believes, that all of us have the capacity to be good. In fact, you yourself were good. For quite a while, you were a hero. Do you remember? So Victor's like, oh, okay, I get it now. This seed wasn't meant to be a trap or a punishment. And Doug replies, no. He'd hoped that if Victor experienced what he's done to his victims, if he lived in their skin, it would shake free the best part of him. He wouldn't have done those things if Victor knew what he was putting others through. But Victor gives the most sarcastic and expected Sabertooth response here when he replies, sorry, but do you know who I am? Meanwhile, back above Krakoa, the exile ship is now on approach. And Logan notes that he came to fight the entire Sabertooth army, but now it looks like there's only one of them left and he's down in the water. And Oya wants to join him in the fight, but Logan lets her know that this ain't her fight, and what she and her team have here on this ship, well, that's the whole Krakoan dream right there. So he wants her to take her team out of here. This is his stop. And then he leaps off of the ship with his Miramasa blade in hand. And we see that the one in the water he was talking about is Graydon Creed. And Graydon Creed welcomes this challenge. Come down here, mutant. Let me show you what I can do, he tells Logan. And Logan responds that he came here to stop Sabertooth's army. But Graydon has already done that himself, he tells Logan. He's the last of the Creeds, and now he's gonna do what his father never could. And that's kill Logan. Meanwhile, back inside the seed, Victor is now laughing hysterically at Doug's big heart. You got that big heart, so you assume we all do, he tells him. Can't imagine there's people in the world who are just built different. You think every wounded child just needs a hug and a cookie. That'll make them fit right in. I didn't hold on to those memories because I feel guilty. I hold on to them because they make me proud. You making me relive them has had the opposite effect. It didn't make me sad. It's got my blood flowing. I'm feeling vigorous. And now it's that energy that Victor uses to berserker his way out of that plant. And now it's about to go down. Time to unleash hell, he says, as he swims back up to the top, where we see Logan and Graydon Creed now fight with the rest of the X-Force team looking on. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think about this issue? And are you guys excited at all for the finale of this series? Also, I wonder what happened to Kid Omega's head. In the last issue, he was front row to Sabertooth's escape, right when we had ended it, but we didn't see him here. Maybe we will in the finale, though. I also really like that adamantium armor. That thing looks pretty sick from a visual perspective. Now, I know a lot of stuff here didn't quite make sense with this series as a whole and in this issue, but I do feel like it's done a really good job of representing Wolverine and Sabertooth well during this 50-year anniversary. And Sabertooth even kind of had his own this is your life type of issue here, which was pretty cool. But also to see him use that trauma from his victims as motivation to do even more is just so Sabertooth. So that was a nice little nod to who he is as a character. But I want to know all about what you guys are thinking, and I want to hear you guys' conspiracy theories for the finale. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you can do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and picking you up some of this dope merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video. Or you can do so by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership. And I'll make sure there's a link in the description to join the membership, download the background music, or visit the store. But with your membership, you guys will gain access to weekly interactive live streams with yours truly, where we could talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as other comic book news and upcoming issues that we plan to go over on the channel. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shoutouts in these videos, and up to 20% off of Comics Icons merchandise from the Comics Icons store. And now we've got new tiers to the memberships as well, starting at just 99 cents. And with every tier, you get a chance to join in on those weekly interactive live streams and get your voice heard. So how's that for an easy way to help out and support your favorite channel? Or you guys can also help out by donating to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of these, then you can still be a tremendous help to the future of this channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.